Alita Battle Angel has made it on the list of cult films. So cult films basically they're not basically cult classic movies. Basically a film cult for obscure and unpopular mainstream audiences, with the exception of some movies. Like if you go to S, okay, Shrek is considered a cult classic. Go down further, Shrek is considered a cult classic. I don't think Shrek is unpopular with mainstream audiences or obscure. Or, but, you know, that's basically a read about it goes around. But Shrek goes here often revolution ironically droids like Shrek and the B movie, which is listed in B. And sometimes the definition is expanded films that, released by major studios or have big budget try specifically become cult films or become accepted by mainstream audiences or critics. Cult films are basically much by audience or action. So basically, there are some movies that are considered cult classics that have become popular with mainstream audiences. There is, if we go to the list of J movies, the John Wick. Obviously, John Wick obviously became a cult classic movie because of Keanu Reeves, and it has really great action scenes. John Wick 2 and John Wick 3 are not really considered cult classics, but John Wick is a sequel. Two movies are basically sequels because first John Wick was kind of obscure with mainstream audiences. But Alita Battle Angel, if you go to A, I started working this today, so Alita Battle Angel is considered a cult classic. Yes, Alita Battle Angel is finally considered a cult classic. So there are actually a lot of movies that are considered cult classics. There's like that's probably why they organize them by name. Because if you look at cult classic games, okay, cult classic games, of course it's not gonna be a very long video. But if you look at cult classic games, it's a much shorter list. You don't have them by A to Z. It's have them by year, and you can go all the way down to 2019. And the only game listed for 2019 is Death Stranding. I'm surprised Baldi's Basics is not listed here yet, or Delta Rune, you know. And of course, throughout 2000s, there's a lot of games. Some games that sold millions of copies are considered cult classic, like Zelda Majora's Mask, Animal Crossing, which became a massive series, Luigi's Mansion, which became really popular, and not really considered a cult classic anymore. And of course, Wikipedia, you need to have a source to prove a game is cult classic. F-Zero GX, because that was the last F-Zero game, of course, become a cult classic. Like, for example, Resident Evil 4 is not a cult classic, okay? That's because, is Resident Evil 4 a cult classic? No, it's not really considered a cult classic, because Resident Evil 4 is just considered a classic, okay? And you see, there's a lot more obscure. Oh, Resident Evil 4 is on here, cult classic games. I thought Resident Evil 4 came out 2004 on the GameCube, came out 2005 too. So Resident Evil 2, like for example, sold millions of copies, but still considered cult classic. Final Fantasy 7, can't. No, Final Fantasy 7 is not really considered cult classic. Or Pokemon Red and Blue, not really considered cult classics. Pokemon Snap is. Or games that sold poorly at first, but got remakes that sold really well. Okay, or re-releases like Earthbound. The re-release on the Wii U and 3DS sold really well compared to the actual original game. And Undertale sold really, really well, but that's considered a cult classic. Or even games that are considered free-to-play games like this game. Why is this game considered a cult game? If you had Cuphead, another game that sold millions of copies, is considered a cult classic. As well. Because even popular games can become cult classics, okay? Even popular games that sold millions of copies. Persona 4 became popular, but it's still considered a classic as well. And I think the biggest game that became a cult classic is Resident Evil 4. Obviously, the biggest game, Thousand Year Door. I played that game a lot when I was a kid. The Thousand Year Door. That was an awesome game. I wish Paper Mario was like this, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, not like Sticker Style. No one's gonna remember Sticker Style as a good game. No one's gonna remember that. Now and that's what makes some of these older games, called classic. Like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is a called classic because the last of its kind. Last of its kind, you don't have Sticker Style being the same as Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. But you can see here, same thing with movies, okay? Some movies that are best beloved, okay? that's completely beloved, but the series turned to crap, might be considered cult classics in the future, like Terminator 2, Terminator 2, and movies that made money. Like, for example, the highest grossing movie of like the night of all the highest grossing movies of the 70s, Blazing Saddles is considered a cult classic. So, Alita Battle Angel is now considered a cult classic of a lot of other movies that are considered cult classics. You can go all day and all day over every single cult classic movie. There's a lot of them out there. Okay, the Blair Witch Project is considered a cult classic. That movie wasn't even that good, Blair Witch Project, but it was kind of boring. It wasn't really that scary. Okay, but it's about these kids going to like a forest or something. It's kind of like Slender Man or something like that. And there are some movies that, became cult classics, of course, you know, over time. And Alita Battle Angel, just by this year alone, is already a cult classic. But you know which movies are not classics? Midsummer, and of course, Booksmart. The critics said, oh, Booksmart's become a cult classic movie of 2019. Alita Battle Angel, list of cult classics already here. The first movie of this year to be on this list. I don't think it'll be the last, but Ace Ventura is a cult classic. That's a really funny movie. Obviously, I think the second movie is much funnier, but the second movie does have a few better jokes, but both of them are extremely funny. That's basically it, so that's called classics. Goodbye.